Hey guys, welcome back to Hagwon'S stories. So today's story is about what story I have told my Hagwon because I wanted to leave the school. So I was depressed. Because, well, I had just changed my school to a new school and I was moving to Gyeonggi-do, and before I didn't stay in Gyeonggi-do. So now I moved to this new environment. It was so overwhelming, like everything, like it was loud. I had to take a bus to school. I had no friends closer. Oh, I did have a friend closer, but still, like there was something about this school that just didn't sit in, and I was depressed because even at school, like the only time I get to be like happy and be content with where I am was when I was teaching. That was the only time. So when I go home, I will be depressed because there's so much that was going on in that school. Like what the management sometimes was not working together. You'd be told things that you didn't know happened. Like there was a lot. So at one time I was like 4 months in, I was like, nah, I can't do this anymore. Okay, the first month, I remember the first month, like I didn't even realize it had been just 1 month. And I was checking the calendar. I was like, how long will it take for me to be here in this school? And then I just realized it has been a month and I was already down to depression. Like I was not having it. Like I was bored. I was stressed out. Like every weekend I would think about packing my bags and going home. So at that time I was like, you know what? I think a decision has been made already for me. I'm just going to pack my bags and go home. So every weekend I'll feel that way. And then in the back of my mind I was like, but I don't want to, like I want to go home. Then again, if I go home, that means I'm going to be home for like a year and everything. At that time, like going home for a year, like it was not an option. It would be now, but before, no. Like there was so much going on. I had started a project and what. Okay, so back to the story because now I'm just talking about other things which are not really what I have to be talking about. So now I'm depressed and I'm thinking of an idea of what I'm going to tell my school. Hey, did I not start crying? Okay, wait. So I was thinking, what can I do so that my school would let me go, but then also give me like a release letter. So I started plotting these ideas in my head. I'm like, okay, what can I do? And then one day I got in and I think I was absent. I was absent but present. You know what I mean. So I was in class and then I was teaching, but this thought kept on coming to my mind. And then I just told my co-teacher, can I talk to you later? And then she was like, okay, cool, sure. And then I continued teaching and everything. Like I was building the intensity of it because I know how to cook stories, especially when it comes to my work. Oh my. And then so I just told her that I wanted to talk to her, and then I went downstairs for another class, and then I told my manager, oh, can we talk later? So now I'm like, I told two people. I told my co-teacher and I told my manager that I wanted to talk, I wanted to say something. And then so now they're both curious, so they go to each other like, oh, do you want to talk now? I'm like, no, I don't want to talk now. I'll come to you when I'm ready. It's like, okay, cool. And then my co-teacher, and then they both see me passing by. They're like, oh, you are free now. Do you want us to talk like together and everything? I'm like, no, I'll just talk to my co-teacher and then I'll come to you after. I'm telling my manager that, and she was like, you're scaring me. I'm like, don't be scared. At that time, I know that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I go to my co-teacher, and I called her because we were both free at that time. I called her. We went to the teacher's room. Luckily, in my school, in that school, during when teachers were free, mostly they would not go to a teacher's room because it was tiny. So they would just stay there because there were benches and couches in the hallway. There was a couch and benches to sit on in the hallway. So teacher would just hang out there. Outside classes, no one would go to the teacher's room really. Okay, so that happening, we get inside the teacher's room, and then I start saying, I have a problem. You see, at home, my husband is trying to take my baby, and I don't know what to do, because now he's threatening that he wants to take the baby if I don't come home as soon as hey guys, hey, I didn't even know where the acting came from. Hey Mina, I didn't even know I was that good. Hey, that day I knew actually I'm good at this. Okay, so I explained and I lied and said that I had some issues with my husband. Mind you, no one knows that I have a baby. No one knows that I'm married. Who am I married to? Hey, but Koreans, they don't put rings when they're married. So it was one of those things that I could work around with that I was taken advantage of. It's not an obvious thing in Korea, so they would assume we do the same in South Africa if they haven't asked about it and no one knows about it. So it was one of those situations where I could just manipulate the whole situation and make it work in my favor. So I lied and said I was married, and my son, at that time, my husband wanted to take my son away if I don't come back home, because I had promised that I was going to do this and that and that. So I just grabbed the whole story about the husband thing, and then I told my work friends that, hey, should anyone ask you, tell them I have a husband, by the way. At that time, I had just recently, I think like 2 months back, I had just told everyone at work, not everyone, like I've told like my work friends, the one that we gossip with, those kinds, I've already or the one we talk bad about the school with. So I had told them that I have a son and everything, so they knew that I had a son, and it was just them, the two of them, my American friend and my Canadian friend. So the two of them, they knew that I had a son, but they knew that I was not married. I was dating at that time, but then I lied, and then I told them, okay, by the way, I lied about having a husband, so now you guys are part of the lie. Just like that. I'm like, okay, cool, we're in. So I lied about that, and then when I was done telling my co-teacher, I told her that I need to leave soon. At that time, I was going to leave in December. I had already planned that I was going home in December. I had started my contract in May, so it was going to be June, July, August, September. So I was like, if I leave in December, I'm not going to be coming back and what, so all those things. So we went to the manager. Now my co-teacher is the one translating the whole thing. Oh, that woman, when she asked me, oh, what can we do? Oh my God, I started bawling. It's like I had an opportunity to like, okay, go, this is your turn. Ready, set, go. And then I started crying. I just cried, and I'm like, I don't know what to do if I don't go home and what. And then they were like, how about if we try and get a visa for your son, so you can go like and prepare his document, and then you can just take him. I'm like, I wish that was true, but back in my mind I'm like, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to get away from you, and you're the one who's telling me that I should come back with my son to this school. I ain't doing that. So it was a matter of that, and then I just kept on like making excuses after excuses. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna talk to him and what. And then I spoke to my friends, because we're still friends. And I spoke to them, and then I told them, okay, so this is what happened. And they were like, okay, cool. So it was our joke now, our inside joke, like, oh, husband. What is the husband saying now? So it was that thing, and then later on, and then I said I was going to update them when I get home if I can be able to like gather everything, knowing very well that was not even possible. And I was like, you know what? I stayed for the next 2 months, so I think my spirit was lifted after that thing, because now I knew I was going to go home soon and that I might even leave the school, but it was not final. It's like they were trying to find solution, and then I was cooking up a plan for them not to find a solution for me to stay. They're like, we're going to give you a bigger place if you come back with your son. We can try and enroll him to Korean schools. Like, we can help you with all that and that. I'm like, okay, cool, that's nice. But the thing is, my problem is you guys. It's nothing to do with my son. My problem is you. So, okay, continued with that. And then life became, like, everything became lighter, like even the stress. And then that's when I started to do therapy also, but that's the story for another day. And then so I lied about that, and then they told me, okay, if there's anything you need. And then I told them, oh, okay, when I go home, when I come back, before I went home, I then went to my boss and I was like, oh, can you give me like an extra week when I go home in December to see what I can get done? At that time, I know very well that in January, the first week of January, the Home Affairs is still closed, so ain't no way. Okay, so like, oh, she was so nice to just give it to me right away. Like, she was like, okay, cool, we're giving it to you. And he says like, oh, by the way, so-and-so told me about your story and what, I hope everything gets sorted out. I'm like, don't worry about it. It will get sorted out. That's all. I'm like, oh, just leave me alone, guys. Okay, moving on. I did that. They gave me that 2 weeks, and then I went home. And then that's when we gathered all the ancestors and we started praying together. I'm like, guys, this is the situation we are working with. So, and then I came back home. They gave me 2 weeks. I came back, and then I was like, you know what? I can stay until graduation, because my co-teacher was like, it would be nice if you were to stay until graduation, because you just taught these kids, and I wouldn't want someone new to come and join us just only for graduation and what. But I was like, you know what? I can talk to my husband about it. At that time, it's me making the decisions. I'm the husband. I'm the wife. I'm the mother. So I did that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to my husband. And then like 2 months later, I'm like, I spoke to him and was like, okay, let's make it just fair. Just give me like until March where the school year ends and what. And then they were like, and then I went back and told them that's what I said. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna stay until February. And just like that, shoulders back into their whatever. But I was good. I was feeling lighter. I could push through with everything, and it was so nice. And then on my last day, they gave me the letter. They released me peacefully, and then I went to the next school where I met the most gorgeous and fabulous group I have ever met in South Korea. I'm lying. It was my second group that I ever met in South Korea. Anyways, that was my Hagwon'S story that I had to lie about my husband. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope I will see you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and invite your friends to come and grow this channel. Love you. Bye.